Now see, this goes from somebody being in my fucking crawl space. Or taking passage. Into my space. You can hear someone walking around. This is from being knocked out from remote neural monitoring, if I'm not mistaken. Waking up to heart pain. You are not allowed to spy, surveil, use hidden cameras, microphones. And luckily, it was caught on this phone. See, my daughter was supposed to, somebody needed her to go to her house for something. Then it was to go do something else. It just seemed like things kept arising. Then I told her not to go off the deck. Out cold, wake up, find her in the pool. Convenient. Convenient. As they rifle around my apartment, and I'm slumped. I'm out cold from remote neural monitoring. Here, I'll try to let you hear it. It's up as loud as it'll go. So without a Bluetooth speaker, you won't be able to hear it. But I'll tell you what I hear. And I have no reason to lie. Let me see if I can fast forward to some sound or something. It's illegal to torture, use electronic devices. Oh yeah, there's someone talking faintly in the background. So it's illegal entry and exit. can't believe they didn't realize that it was recording. See, that's me holding it. Watch it. It's gonna leave my hands. And notice all that frequency right there, that's a broadcast. Look at that disappear right out of my hand. How about that? How's that happen when one is sleeping? Well, US, there's a code. I can't remember the code right this minute because, you know, my brain fucking hurts real fucking bad. You're not allowed to inflict trauma. You're not allowed to take over one's brain. You're not allowed to inflict torture. Especially 2+ years of torture. And think that it's sneakily being done. Especially when these frequencies or pulses give the heart pains, heart attack pains, or possibly even stop the heart. That's why I said, you know, it's a little weird when, you know, I tell people I had a stroke and seizure on May 20th, 2012, but yet my wife passed away on October 20th, 2012. Now, if that is true, torture is 20 years, and murder is 40 years. Especially if it was premeditated. You know, I specifically said a year ago at least, if I'm left alone, I'll walk away, turn my head, won't make another video, won't even give two thoughts about it. The harm that had already been caused had been caused. But here we are, a year later, and I've had a doctor ask me if I had brain trauma from my injury. Well, the only injury would be from remote neural monitoring and being knocked down a fucking flight of steps. Pardon my language, Heavenly Father. Now, it almost sounds like a squeak. And my daughter said yesterday morning there was a squeak in the apartment. And then, you know, I'm listening to it, and there's a squeak. So you know what? I want to see what time. Did I post this video? See the bands? Watch. The ones on the right, not the left. Now, I hear someone. You'd hear it better with a Bluetooth speaker. But look, it's snaked right out of my hand. Whoop! I heard a yeah. See, there goes the flash. Maybe that's because I was holding two cameras. I was using this one that I'm on to record the sound, and then that one to tape. It's illegal to threaten, intimidate, cause bodily harm, trauma. Now, I'm not sure if it was returned. It sounds like it was returned because here's another video. Back on my screen. Oh, somebody put now that just sounded like something sliding open. Somebody stepping on look, placed back in my shit. Oh, that wasn't my finger. Look at that. Wonder whose finger that was. And that's an awful lot of shit on the right hand side there. Look. I guess they didn't realize that the other camera was recording. Now it sounds like one of those two doors straight ahead of my youngest. Kind of sounds like that one right there being moved. The one that isn't supposed to open. The one that leads to a crawl space. That door was opened. See how this is kicked up? It was laying down. It was collecting sheetrock dust somehow. Now fuck it up. The Federal Anti-Torture Statute is formally known as Title 18, Part 1, Chapter 11, 3C of the U.S. Code. The law consists of three sanctions, 2340, 2340A, and 2340B, which define the crime of torture and prescribe harsh punishments for anyone, an American citizen or otherwise, who commits such acts of torture. Outside of the United States. Domestic incidents of torture are covered by the state criminal statutes. A person found guilty of committing torture faces up to 20 years in prison, or even execution if the torture in question results in the victim's death. So, giving someone a heart attack or attempting hold on. It is illegal to place hidden cameras in the attic, where I heard banging yesterday when no one was home. In the register to put frequency devices above or in the crawl space behind me to provoke a heart attack. Now, since someone decided to take my phone out of my hand while I was asleep, have a frequency device turned on, and see, a cat just ran from across the street, so it ran from that house there or the next one on the corner. Or possibly that one. One of the three. But the whole fact that it was actually caught, and here's the state, well, the government's laws, not even the state. Then we have the Torture Victim Protection Act of 1991. Victim of torture or the families of those who were killed through extrajudicial means to sue their tormentors in U.S. courts, regardless of their citizenship or where the crime occurred. And all I asked for was peace and quiet, but you know. And this is what I looked up. Is it torture against the law? So the phone was taken from me. You can hear somebody moving about, digging through shit, and then placed back into my hand after they went through my phone. Well, I call that a cybercrime. So we have torture, a cybercrime, pain and suffering for damn sure, because now I have some brain trauma. My heart hurts like anybody could believe this morning. And I don't think I could catch it any smoother than what I did by way of accident. And it is just a freak luck of nature that somebody needed my daughter to do one thing. I told her no. Then somebody needed to do something else. After 2 a.m. Then she was needed to do something else. Then it was, can she sit outside? Outside then turned into the fire pit. Then turned into her actually going and getting in the pool. Thus, technically leaving my door unlocked, but that's not what I heard. There is or was a person in the crawl space. And it honestly sounded like they went out a door. I don't appreciate being knocked unconscious. I don't. I mean, it's one thing if I'm tired and I'm going to sleep. It's another thing for someone to knock you unconscious, rifle through your belongings, rifle through your phone, for which would be cyber. And Lord knows what was touched. I mean, I guess I could probably listen real closely. I mean, you can't. U.S. 240. The infliction of torture used again is the following. Means an act committed by a person acting under the color of law. Specifically intended in Now see, I got a problem right here where my hand is. There's a heart right under there, a muscle. It hurts very badly. Now it almost looked like someone was on the roof and threw something, because something hit this tree, yet there's no squirrel in this tree. No bird either. Now that was color of law specifically intended to inflict severe physical or mental pain or suffering upon another person with his custody or physical control. Severe mental pain or suffering means prolonged mental harm caused by the resulting from the intentional infliction or threatened infliction of severe physical pain or suffering. The administration or application, threatened administration of mind-altering substances or procedures. That would be remote neural monitoring. calculated to disrupt profoundly the senses or personality. So someone was in here, and someone hit me right here. Right here. Because, you know, that's what you do to a person. You torture them, you torture them, you torture them, you torture them, almost to imminent death.